Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here. Welcome to another little precious metal ramble. Look, it's about the Royal Mint again, and I know probably some of you are a little bit fed up, and I promise I won't be doing endless videos about the Royal Mint. That said, there is a big story brewing that I will be maybe sharing next week, but this is not what my channel is going to be. Normal scheduling and content will be resuming next week, don't worry. But there is an interesting story about the Queen's Beast 1 ounce gold bullion bar because the Royal Mint got the mintage wrong. So it says here on their website, which they still haven't updated, by the way, Royal Mint, if you're watching, do the sheer basics and communicate this out to general public, because it says limited to 5,000 bars worldwide, and when you scroll down here, it's still got a limited mintage of 5,000 bars worldwide. But as shared on the Silver Forum, there is an email communication that went out to people who'd purchased this directly from the Mint that they got their facts wrong. And it's actually 5,200. So the full message here is we are contacting you to let you know about an error on our website regarding the Queen's Beast 1 ounce gold bullion bar that you recently purchased. The product was listed as being limited to 5,000 bars worldwide, when in fact 5,200 units were produced. We sincerely apologise for this mistake and understand that this may affect your decision to keep the item. If you wish to return your purchase for a full refund, please contact our customer service team here and we'll be happy to assist you. I bet they bloody well would be happy to assist you, because they'd refund you for your purchase amount, which, by the way, was released maybe like 8 months ago, and they probably only give you your refund from what you paid, which would be like £2,800 or less maybe. And then you just know that any they get in, they'll just flog on their website for £3,500 or something. So don't sell it back to the Mint if you're affected. If this is a deal breaker for you, then just go and sell it to a bullion dealer for spot price or a little bit of a premium, and you'll be laughing all the way to the bank. Now, I want to unpack a little bit of what's going on here, because I didn't think I'd make a full video on this. I've been umming and ahhing about it for the last couple of sort of days of having heard about this. But on its own merit, a mistake in a production facility, okay, sure. But I think it speaks to a bigger picture of the problems the Royal Mint's going through at the moment, and the fact that they really do need to get their asses in gear to get things right. Because this isn't really, it's on its own, it's a mistake. It's not the end of the world. It represents a 4% increase in the declared mintage. Was it a mistake that they actually were meant to make 5,200? They just wrote the wrong thing on the website? I think that's unlikely, because 5,000 is a pretty standard mintage for these types of bars that they've been doing in the past. So they got the production wrong, did they? Which is, I think, more likely. They made more bars than they thought, and that sort of speaks to the quality issues of their production facility and the ability for them to keep track of how many bars they're making. The sort of worst case scenario, and I'm not directly accusing the Mint of having done this, but the worst case scenario is that, and there are people who think this, is that they knew or they saw that this bar was going to be really popular when they started making it. They saw it selling out very quickly. So they thought, I'm going to throw an extra 200 units in there. Because an extra 200 units at $2,500 a unit, that represents quite a lot of extra revenue. That's £500,000 in extra sales. Now, if they made, I don't know what their margin is after costs and everything, if they make £200 a bar, an extra 200 times 200, that's an extra £40,000 in profit for the Mint. And we know they've made a huge loss last year, so they're just trying to claw back any profit they can. So I'm not accusing the Mint directly of doing that, but that is something that consumers might think and the community might think as well. And, people make purchase decisions based on this, and they wouldn't have sent this email out saying that, people might not want to keep the item based on this knowledge that there are more in existence than not. It's a very small increase, and if they'd done like a factor of 10 and they'd done 50,000, then that would be a very different thing indeed. But, it's just small things that add up to mean that the Mint's in trouble. The Mint's in some severe trouble. And as I said at the beginning of the video, I do have another big story brewing that I will be breaking at some point. It's quite bad, and I'm just waiting for official kind of rundown from the Mint about it. And I'm doing these to try and make the Mint better. It's just not good enough right now. There are just too many things going wrong, and it just seems like the Mint can't help but put their foot in it every opportunity they can. But they don't like to communicate about this, though. That's the main problem. So this email was sent just out to, I think, people who ordered it. They haven't communicated this out on a newsletter. They haven't updated the mintage figures here on the website. So if somebody still goes and Googles this product, I'm pretty sure they'll only see a 5,000 mintage. And that makes a difference. It's about integrity. It's about the open transparency of it. And if you've watched some of the previous videos I've done about the Royal Mint lately, there was that email from Anne Jessup that I received that basically said that, I'm going to get the exact wording. Let me just open it up here. We are committed to offering a transparent service, and we value each customer's feedback. So it's not particularly transparent to not have it published and have a newsletter go out say, look, mistakes happen, production facility, something happened, something went wrong, or it was supposed to be 5,200 originally, but we didn't put the right mintage on the product. That's much better than just hiding and like getting the gossip rumors going. And that's what leads people to believe and think that perhaps it was a deliberate mistake to increase the mintage to gain extra revenue and profit because it was a hot product. And that's not good. So communication has to get better from the mint and dealing with this. And I know that they probably, I don't know, by consumer law have to offer the refund, but offering the full refund on the purchase for an item that is now worth more than people paid for it just in the intrinsic value of the product, it just seems a little bit funny, doesn't it? And as I said, I do think if anyone took them up on that, they just flog it on to someone else and make another profit margin on it. So they benefit even more from this whole situation. So there are serious problems at the mint and they need to be fixed. And I make these videos to try and encourage people to share their feedback with the mint. I did it in the last video. Share your stories with the mint. Get in touch with them because email address is in the description box below where you can find Head of Customer Services, the Customer Services email address. Email them with your feedback, not just on orders, but on the way the mint's doing business, the direction the mint's going. It's not good. It's just a laughing stock at the moment and they need to do better. And hopefully by community action, by us standing up to the really shortcomings that the mint's exemplifying at the moment, we can make some change happen. And boy, oh boy, do we need it, because as I said, there's a really interesting story brewing, which I don't know if I can share with you at this point. Certainly can't share with you now. They're doing an investigation about it. It's a doozy. It really is a doozy. I can't say more than that. So, yeah, Royal Mint. Right. Okay, I swear that's going to be it for now until this big story breaks on the mint. Subscribe if you're not already. If you want to keep up to date, by the way, on all the news and gossip, then this image was shared over on the Silver Forum, which is a fantastic community and place for all news and gossip in the world of gold and silver. It's a really good place for finding out things like this that the mint doesn't really want to communicate out to the wider world. So really great place. Silver Forum, Gold Forum, both are really good. Links in the description box below. That's going to be it from me. We'll see you on the next video. Cool kids, I guess we say 5,200 whoopsie is our cool kids phrase. That would be kind of fun. So 5,200 whoopsie. We'll see you all on the next video. As always, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.